Now, back home, a national movement to encourage gardening has borne fruit. Over 1,400 community gardens have sprouted up since it started in 2005, and more are going the extra mile to make Singapore greener. Junn Loh looks at the growing trend of composting.
Turning it or toasting it. Either way, these green fingers are doing their part for the environment by converting food scraps into fertilizer. At the Al Mawada Mosque, volunteers have been composting organic waste for its garden for 2 years, using a barrel they found and upcycled. Dead leaves from the garden, plus vegetable scraps and fruit peels from the mosque's cafe are collected. They're then given a new spin on life in the community garden, which has more than 20 types of edible plants.
Maybe we use the compost. Always, you bear fruits every now and then. So the harvest will go back to the volunteers, mosque goers, and we give back to the kitchen. They do banana fritters, banana cakes, and also dessert.
But it's not just the fruits of labor that are shared. The gardening club also spreads its knowledge and has inspired some mosque goers to start composting at home. Over at this community garden in Jurong, volunteers ask residents to put aside food scraps. Now, aside from the residents, volunteers also reach out to businesses in the area. For example, some hawkers at the food centre just across the road behind me also contribute their fruit and veggie peels for composting in the garden. To keep pests at bay, volunteers keep a watchful eye on what goes into the bin.
Composting done improperly, it would attract pests because we would be thinking of cockroaches, our rats, our housefly. But the one we do here is aerobic compost. So what we attract instead are earthworms. We have quite a number of millipedes, but they don't really do much harm. And these insects generally stay away from humans, so they kind of stick inside. So unless you're sticking your hand right in the compost pile, you won't see them.
Interest in the activity is sprouting among Singaporeans. Some suggested more community composting in a recent survey by authorities for Singapore's upcoming Zero Waste Master Plan. Interest group The Foodscape Collective created this digital map to connect those who want to receive and give food waste. Over 60 people and businesses have signed up since it was launched last September.
I was thinking, how do I help them to connect people? Because you don't necessarily want to connect like a garden in Jurong East with someone in Orchard Road. It makes more sense if the person knows how to find the people who are nearer to him.
Cui Fin and the rest of her group hope to grow the composting movement till all of Singapore's greenery can be maintained using fertilizers made by the community.